From 7.3, number 4D. So in this problem, we are simply given 2 points. In this case, 1, 2, and negative 8, 5. And what they ask us to do is to use slope point form to determine an equation of a line through these 2 points. Before we can do that, though, we have to find the slope between these 2 lines. So let's go ahead and write down the slope formula. And we're going to go with 5 minus 2 on top because those are the 2 y values. And then on the bottom, we're going to go with negative 8 minus 1. So we end up getting a slope of 3 over negative 9, which is equal to negative 1/3. Okay, so there's our slope, negative 1/3. We'll go ahead and circle that. And then we can choose either of these points. Why don't we go with 1, 2? And we can take the slope of 1/3 and the point 1, 2 and put it into our slope point form, which is y minus y1 equals m for slope, x minus x1. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put y minus 2, because 2, again, is our y value, equals to negative 1/3. That's our slope. And then the slope form is x minus x1. I was jumping ahead there because in this case our x value is 1. Okay, so the x1 is replaced with 1, and the y1 is replaced with 2. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the distributive property on the right side of this. So we're going to end up with y minus 2 equals negative 1/3 x, and then negative 1/3 times negative 1 is positive 1/3. Okay? And now we're going to take that negative 2 and put it on the other side and change it to positive 2. So we're going to end up with y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1/3. And instead of writing plus 2, I'm going to go ahead and change 2 into thirds, and there's 6 thirds in 2. So rather than writing plus 2 after bringing over the negative 2 over, I'm just going to go actually write 6 thirds. Okay? And so we end up with a final equation of y equals negative 1/3 x plus 7 over 3. Now, what you can do is you can go ahead and open up your answer section. I'm going to do that just right now. Let's see here. Chapter 7 answers. And hopefully y equals negative 1/3 x plus 7 thirds is the answer to problem 4D in 7.3. I told you these videos would be primitive, and they are. My Word document with the answers is taking forever to open up. But let's take, this is where it gets really exciting. You get to see whether your answers are correct or not. So 4D, y equals negative 1/3 x plus 7 thirds. We have a successful problem. But now what we want to do is we want to take this and using algebra, put it into general form. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the negative 1/3 x, put it on the other side, and we will have 1/3 x, okay, becomes positive now. The y remains positive. And this positive 7/3, which we have down here, becomes negative 7/3. When we bring it over to the other side, all of that is equal to 0. Now we need to get rid of the denominator of 3, which you can see in the 1/3 and in the negative 7/3. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and multiply both sides by 3. I know when you multiply 0 by 3, you still end up with 0, but it's customary to go ahead and do that. So 3 times 1/3, well, 1/3 of 3 is 1, so we end up with 1x. 3 times y, don't forget you're doing the distributive property here, so everything inside the bracket has to be multiplied by 3. So you end up with 3y, and when you multiply 3 by negative 7/3, the 3's cross out, and you end up with negative 7 equals 0, and your journey is at the end here, because what you've been able to do is, remember initially you found the slope by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and then you used the slope of negative 1/3 and the point 1,2, and you put it into the slope-intercept form, and you slowly worked through it and came up with the slope-intercept form. And then over here, you used algebra to change slope-intercept form into general form. I hope that's helpful, and I'll do a video soon on solving a problem from 7.4, perpendicular and parallel lines. Talk to you later. Bye.